Hello, future thinkers, and welcome to NEO-SAPIENS. My name is Nova, and if you're listening to this, congratulations! You're probably still employed. For now, anyway. Seriously though, if you've ever felt that little tingle of, what on earth is happening to the world? Or, am I going to have a job next year? Then you've found your tribe. This isn't just another podcast. It's your personal decoder ring for a future that's being written faster than we can swipe left on bad dating profiles. Here, we dive deep into the tectonic shifts in artificial intelligence, biohacking, wealth, and honestly, what it even means to be human in an increasingly digital world. Our mission at NEO-SAPIENS is simple, yet audacious, to equip you, the curious, the ambitious, the slightly panicked but optimistic, with the insights and strategies to not just survive, but to thrive in the coming decades. We'll be talking with the minds building the future, the innovators challenging the status quo, and sometimes just regular people like us trying to figure out which end is up. Think of us as your intellectual gym, but with better music and far less sweat stains. All right, let's jump straight into the deep end, shall we? Our very first episode tackles the elephant in every digital room, AI and the future of work. Are we all about to be replaced by robots that can write poetry and also make a mean latte? Spoiler alert, maybe, but also not entirely. It's complicated, like trying to explain NFTs to your grandma. Remember 5 years ago when AI was just Siri struggling to tell you the weather? Or that annoying website chatbot that kept asking, "Did you find what you were looking for?" Now, suddenly, your dentist is using AI, your artist friend is panicking about Midjourney, and even your dog groomer might be running an AI-powered trim algorithm. It feels like AI went from zero to Skynet is basically here in about 18 months. I mean, I asked ChatGPT to write me a love letter the other day, and it was genuinely better than anything I've ever received. Should I be worried? My therapist says yes. My single life says, thank you, robot overlords. But jokes aside, this isn't just about fun AI tricks. We're talking about a fundamental shift. Goldman Sachs recently predicted that AI could replace 300 million full-time jobs globally. That's not just a statistic. That's hundreds of millions of people needing to rethink their next move. Or, as I like to put it, 300 million new hobbies waiting to be discovered. Maybe professional napping will finally become a real career. Let's get real for a moment. The fear is palpable, and it's not just blue-collar jobs anymore. It's writers, coders, graphic designers, even lawyers. If your job involves repetitive tasks, data analysis, or content generation, AI isn't knocking on your door. It already has its feet up on your desk, scrolling through your LinkedIn profile. Take content creation. Tools like GPT, Jasper, and Copy.ai can now generate articles, marketing copy, and even full scripts in seconds. Does that mean writers are finished? Not at all. It means the role of the writer is evolving, less about raw text generation and more about refining, editing, adding human emotion, and, most importantly, asking the right questions. It's like working with a superpowered intern that never sleeps, never complains, and occasionally hallucinates facts. So, is it doom and gloom? Should we all just retire to a remote cabin and learn to knit? Well, knitting sounds lovely. I think there are two main paths emerging: adaptation or obsolescence. And I know which one I'm choosing because, frankly, I look terrible in knitted sweaters. Let's break down adaptation. This isn't about becoming a robot, it's about becoming a centaur. Not the mythical half-human, half-horse creature, although that would make my commute interesting, but the concept of humans working with AI. Real-world example. In medicine, AI can analyze thousands of patient scans to detect diseases like cancer with higher accuracy than a human eye. Does that replace the doctor? No, it makes the doctor better. It frees them up to focus on the human element, patient care, empathy, complex problem solving that requires intuition, not just data crunching. The doctor becomes a medical centaur, supercharged by AI. Think about coding. AI can now write basic code, debug, and even suggest improvements. Does that mean all coders are out? Absolutely not. It means the entry-level coding jobs might shrink, but the demand for senior engineers who can design complex AI systems, oversee AI integration, and critically understand the implications of the code will skyrocket. It's moving from being a code monkey to an AI orchestra conductor. A personal anecdote. I used to spend hours just scheduling interviews for this podcast. Now, I use an AI assistant that handles all the back and forth emails, checks calendars, sends reminders. It's amazing. The only downside is it sometimes sends my guests a reminder to bring their favorite emotional support animal. I mean, it's charming, but not quite the professional vibe we're going for. Yet. The key here is embracing AI literacy, understanding how these tools work, what their limitations are, and most importantly, how to prompt them effectively. Prompt engineering is becoming a skill as valuable as coding itself. It's like learning to speak a new language, but instead of talking to a human, you're talking to a highly intelligent, slightly sarcastic digital genie. So, what are these human skills that AI can't just copy-paste? Because if everything can be automated, what's left for us? Well, a lot, actually. And surprisingly, it's not always the hard skills we focused on in school. Creativity and innovation. AI can generate a million ideas, but it can't come up with a truly novel, out-of-the-box concept that's never been done before, driven by human experience and emotion. It needs us to give it the initial spark, the what if. Example, AI can compose music, but can it write a song that perfectly captures the feeling of heartbreak after your ex stole your favorite socks? Probably not. That's a human touch. Emotional intelligence, or EQ. Empathy, persuasion, negotiation, team collaboration, understanding unspoken cues. These are the superpowers of the future. You can't automate true human connection. Example, imagine an AI therapist. I hear you're feeling sad. Here are 3 coping mechanisms based on statistical analysis. Effective? Maybe, but does it compare to a human who can sit with your pain, truly listen, and offer a nuanced perspective? No. Critical thinking and problem solving, the why. AI can give you answers, but it struggles with asking the profound why. Why is this problem important? What are the ethical implications? What impact will this have on human society? That's where we shine. Adaptability and lifelong learning. The only constant is change. The ability to unlearn, learn new skills, and pivot quickly will be your greatest asset. Funny thought, my granddad used to say, "When I was your age, we only had one job our whole lives." Now, my generation will probably have 5 to 7 different careers, and by the time we're 60, we'll be lucky if our job isn't just human pet for our robot overlords. Just kidding, mostly. Welcome back to NEO-SAPIENS. If the future belongs to those who adapt, then we need guides, people who are already living in that future. Today, I'm joined by one of them, Dr. Aris Thorne, futurist, AI systems architect, and advisor to multiple governments and Fortune 500 companies. A man who doesn't predict the future, he helps design it. Dr. Aris, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. And I love the name of your podcast. NEO-SAPIENS is exactly what we are becoming.
Let's start with the big question everyone is afraid to ask. Are we heading toward a future where humans become irrelevant?
Irrelevant? No. Transformed? Absolutely. For the first time in history, we have created a form of intelligence that is not biological, yet it can reason, learn, and create. This is not an extinction event for humans. It's an evolution event. The problem is not that AI is becoming too powerful. The problem is that humans are emotionally unprepared for exponential change.
So fear is the real enemy, not the machine.
Exactly. Every major technological leap, fire, writing, electricity, the internet, was first seen as a threat. AI is different only in speed. It evolves in months what used to take centuries.
Where does that leave the average person? The student, the employee, the entrepreneur?
It leaves them with a choice. You can compete against AI and lose, or you can learn to think with AI and become something new. The future job title is not engineer or doctor or artist. The future job title is human AI integrator. Those who master this partnership will be unstoppable.
That sounds powerful and terrifying at the same time.
Transformation always is. But remember, AI will never replace human purpose. It can optimize, calculate, generate, but it cannot care. Meaning, values, ethics, vision, these remain profoundly human, and that is where the true leadership of the future will come from.
Dr. Aris, let's continue where we left off. We've been discussing adaptation versus obsolescence. From your perspective, working closely with AI and the human future, what's the biggest misconception people have about AI's impact on their jobs?
The biggest misconception is that AI is either a magic bullet or a conscious destroyer. It's neither. AI is simply a tool, a very powerful one. People assume it will solve everything instantly or take everything away instantly. In reality, AI automates tasks, not entire jobs, and creates opportunities for those who can manage, integrate, and leverage it effectively.
So it's not about becoming irrelevant, it's about rethinking what your job truly is. Like when calculators came out, mathematicians didn't vanish, they just stopped doing manual calculations and started solving bigger problems. Fair analogy?
Exactly. And the pace of change is unprecedented. We're seeing surges in demand for roles that didn't exist 5 years ago. AI trainers, prompt engineers, ethics consultants. These are people who understand both technology and humanity, acting as bridges.
For someone listening right now, a marketing manager, a data analyst, or a small business owner, what's one actionable step they can take today to adapt their skills to this new reality?
Instead of fearing AI, start experimenting. For instance, a marketing manager can use ChatGPT to draft content ideas, or Midjourney to create visuals. Don't see AI as a replacement. See it as a supercharged assistant. Test, learn, make mistakes, refine your strategy. You'll become far more efficient and creative.
I love that. Test and make mistakes. Think of AI as an eager but clumsy intern. It does the grunt work, then you swoop in with human brilliance. And philosophically, Dr. Aris, do you ever worry AI might take the human element out of certain professions? If we automate too much, do we lose the soul of work?
It's a profound question, Nova, but I believe the opposite can happen. AI can handle repetitive, mundane tasks, freeing humans to focus on creativity, empathy, and judgment. If we manage this transition wisely, our work can actually become more human, not less.
I love that perspective. More human, not less. A brilliant takeaway. So, Dr. Aris, now that we understand adaptation and the misconceptions around AI, what are the human skills that AI simply cannot replicate? At least, not yet.
There's quite a lot, Nova. Surprisingly, it's not always the technical hard skills we learn in school. Creativity and innovation. AI can generate countless ideas, but it cannot originate a truly novel, out-of-the-box concept driven by human experience and emotion. Emotional intelligence, empathy, persuasion, negotiation, reading unspoken cues, these are superpowers for the future. Critical thinking and problem solving. AI can give answers, but it struggles with asking the why. Why is this problem important? What are the ethical implications? That's where humans shine. Adaptability and lifelong learning. The only constant is change. The ability to unlearn, learn new skills, and pivot quickly is your greatest asset.
Funny thought. My grandfather used to say, when I was your age, we only had one job our entire lives. Now, my generation might have 5 to 7 careers, and by the time we're 60, we'll be lucky if our job isn't just human companion for robot overlords. Just kidding, mostly.
Exactly. The future belongs to those who embrace change, who can think critically, and who understand how to collaborate with AI rather than compete against it.
So in practice, someone listening right now, a professional in any field, what's the first step they should take today to future-proof their career?
Start small. Pick a task in your daily work and experiment with AI tools. Observe what it can handle, what needs human judgment, and where you add the real value. Over time, you'll build a human-AI partnership mindset, a skill that will be more valuable than almost any single technical ability.
Love it. Experiment, observe, adapt. Treat AI like a tool that enhances your creativity, frees your time, and multiplies your impact. And remember, being human is still your superpower. Dr. Aris, we've talked about skills, careers, and human value, but let's zoom out for a moment. When you look 20 or 30 years into the future, what kind of world do you personally think we are building?
A world of amplification. Every human intention, good or bad, will be multiplied by technology. If our values are shallow, the damage will be massive. But if our values are wise, compassionate, and long-term, we may be entering the most creative and prosperous era in human history.
So, the future is not really about machines. It's about who we become while building them.
Exactly. Technology is a mirror. It reflects our intelligence, but also our fears, our ethics, and our level of consciousness. AI will not decide the fate of humanity. Humanity will decide the fate of AI.
That's a powerful way to put it. Not, what will AI do to us, but what kind of humans will we choose to be?
And that, Nova, may be the most important question of the 21st century.
Dr. Aris, before we close, if you could leave our listeners with one message, one principle to carry with them into this age of rapid transformation, what would it be?
Do not try to compete with machines in what they do best. Compete in what makes you human. Cultivate your curiosity, your creativity, your emotional intelligence, your ability to ask meaningful questions and make ethical choices. In a world of super-intelligent tools, the most valuable skill will not be speed, it will be wisdom.
Wisdom over speed, human depth over raw computation. That might be the most important upgrade of all. Dr. Aris, thank you for joining us on NEO-SAPIENS. This conversation was not just informative, it was necessary.
Thank you, Nova. The future belongs to those who learn to think not just faster, but deeper.
And to our listeners, remember, the machine doesn't take your place. The person who learns to use the machine does. This is NEO-SAPIENS, where we don't just talk about the future, we learn how to become it.